Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. I am going to try for the month of August to upload twice a week, every single week, on Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Time. That is the goal I have given myself. I feel like if I can get on a schedule from here on out, it would just make it easier on me to kind of like put things in certain categories and make time for more things that I need to do in my life. So without further ado, I was tagged in the Flight Attendant Tag. It has been a while. I actually completely forgot that I was tagged in it until I went back and watched some old videos, and I said that I would do it, so I figured that would be a good first video for the month of August. So without further ado, the Flight Attendant Tag. So I do want to thank Ebony for tagging me in this video. I do appreciate that. And just in case you guys do hear like background noises, they are doing construction in the floor above me, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I do apologize for that. But I do have the questions pulled up on my phone, so I'm just going to go one by one and answer each and every one of them. Okay, number one, how long have you been a flight attendant? I officially made 2 years with my company on April 20th. 4/20 is my hire date, and that's like what we go by for seniority and everything. So April 20th, I was 2 years. Did you always want to be a flight attendant? I actually didn't. I graduated from school in 2014 with a business administration degree, and originally I was working in insurance, and then I switched to a job in the hospital setting, and I've had all different kinds of jobs throughout the years, but I was going to work in like a business type of field, so flight attendant was never ever on the agenda initially, especially not when I was in school, but I wanted to travel. So question number 3 is, why did you become a flight attendant? To travel. Duh, that's how we do it. Okay, so number 4, in your opinion, what are the 3 best things of being a flight attendant? I feel like I'm just saying this over and over again, but obviously number 1 is to travel. I definitely think that that is the biggest perk. That's what attracts so many people to this job. Just the opportunity to have that flexibility and go anywhere in the world you want. You can't beat that. Experiencing different cultures and being thrown into situations that you're not comfortable with and learning to adapt. I definitely think that that is a perk. I've become so independent and so able to like conform and like fit in different areas that I probably normally wouldn't have if I was not experienced to travel. And then the last thing, and one of my favorite things, is the food. Oh my goodness, I love food so much, and so being able to go so many different places and try all the different foods there's so many things that I eat now and things that I have tried that I never thought I would even like that now I'm like obsessed with. Number 5 is, what are your 3 least favorite things about being a flight attendant? I would have to say number 1 is not really being able to plan my life genuinely more than a month in advance. Like technically I do plan a lot of things for the future, but really and truly until I have my schedule and see what I'm working with for the next month, I kind of have to put certain things that are long-term on hold. So like my friends that are having baby showers and moving and going to weddings and that type of thing, it's more of a challenge for me to try to adjust and fit everything in my schedule how I need it to for the following month. I think another thing is just being junior, especially in our hub and our most senior base. It can be difficult just to like maneuver my schedule how I want it, and ultimately you bid for a lot of things and you don't hold it at my particular base. So just being junior and like trying to figure out what works for you and everything, which for me, I'm really flexible, so a lot of things don't bother me, but being junior in some bases can really be extremely trying. And then I would say the last thing is probably dealing with like needy passengers and things that are out of your control, but you're kind of expected to do damage control and fix. I mean, that happens all the time. There's weather delays, there's things that go on flights where you really don't have anything to do with it, but your passengers are looking at you to fix their problem. Okay, number 6 is your favorite beauty tip and your favorite health tip. I would definitely say for health tip, drink a ton of water. It's so cliche, everyone says it, but seriously, drink a lot of water. You're constantly dehydrated and you're constantly in a pressurized tube, and just drinking so much water has really been very beneficial. There's no downside to drinking water, so just drink that. So for a beauty tip, I guess I would say find a really good moisturizer and be consistent with your skincare routine. routine. I think a lot of people want to hop on like the newest, you know, does this product work? Does it work quickly? But are not consistent with their regimen. So every single day I put moisturizer on. It never fails. I wash my face, I put my moisturizer on, and I do that consistently. I drink water consistently. So I think staying in that routine and not taking days off really can make a difference. Number 7 is, what was the toughest thing about training? Oh, I'm the wrong person to ask, because for me, everything was difficult for training. When I got there, I was so excited and so happy, and me and my roommate got along great. My class, all of us came in together. We were like this dysfunctional family, but we all finished together, and we were the only section within our class that didn't lose anybody. Like, training really just stressed me out, and I kept thinking that I went to school, I got a 4-year degree, I finished college in 4 years. I'm used to taking tests. Why is this so difficult? Why was this 7 weeks? Why did it feel like 7 months? But it was just a lot of information crammed into a short amount of time, and it was all new information. So I can tell you about marketing strategies, we can talk like numbers, I could even do a little bit of like accounting, which I'm terrible at math, but then I'm hearing about plane configurations and what to do if a baby's crying, and I'm like, I have no idea. So it was just a lot to adjust to, and a lot of like long days and short nights and a ton of studying on top of being away from friends and family and being thrown into a new environment with all new people. It was just, for me, it was just socially a little overwhelming, and I kind of had the mindset of, you know, I've quit my job, I've invested everything into this, so if I don't make this, you know, I really didn't go into it with a backup plan. So I think that in the back of my mind too was stressing me out a little bit, like, if you don't get through training, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to start back over. So I know, like, I let my anxiety and like my nerves get the best of me, but ultimately I did make it through. I did pass by the like skin of my teeth, but I'm still here. Number 8 is, how do you balance relationships and work? This is a question that I get asked often, and I think I actually might do a separate video on it. But in short, I'm very good at like communicating when it comes to my family, my friends, my loved ones, anybody who holds a special place and is close to me in my life. You hear from me all the time. We hang out all the time, we text, we FaceTime, as much as we can, and then obviously nothing beats seeing someone face to face. So on my days off, I always will go see people that I love, my family that I have that's spread out in California or Louisiana or Dallas. I'm always like, hey, you know, I'll call you, we'll talk. And on my second channel too, sometimes I'll record our like phone conversations and post those. But I like literally every single day I'm talking to somebody that I'm super close to. So they hear from me all the time, and they know my job, they know the deal, they know I'm gone all the time, so they know that the phone is like our, you know, our means of communication. But I do make an effort to go and see the people that I love all the time. Oh, excuse me. Got my little glass of water with a paper straw because I'm fancy. I'm fancy. So if you weren't a flight attendant, what would you be doing? As I did mention, I did graduate in business, so ultimately, especially while I was in college, that seemed like a safe degree and a very broad degree. So I figured I would go somewhere in the business field. Obviously insurance was something that attracted me. I went ahead and got my property and casualty license and everything, but I don't currently use it at practice. But my dream job was to work at Google, and then beneath that I would have said YouTube, and then beneath that I wanted to be a videographer. So in the back of my mind, I still feel like I would like to maybe broaden out one day and work in those fields, or like at least do something where one of those is a hobby. But because of my YouTube channel, it has allowed me to work with Google, and now Google does pay me, so technically I kind of have dipped into that a little bit. But I would like to visit the offices, and I would like to get into videography maybe like later on in life, so we'll see. Number 10, what is your favorite layover? Oh, this is too hard. I like different layovers for different reasons, and I like certain cities and certain countries during certain seasons. That seems like really overwhelming. But like in the summertime, I don't really do beach layovers in the heat of the summer, because I don't want to go to an overcrowded beach in Florida where everybody is like screaming and yelling and it's super packed. Now a Florida layover I absolutely love in the fall time, when it's like calmed down and I can have the beach to myself. But it would be way too much much for me to list the layovers and why I like them and where they are, but I'll do top 3. Domestic, I would say Jackson Hole, Wyoming, anywhere in Hawaii, Maui, Honolulu, all of those layovers are beautiful. And then I don't know, I was gonna say Los Angeles, but maybe New York. I don't know. I can't pick. It's too many to pick. I think if I had to narrow it down to 3, I would pick, I don't know. Anywhere South America is good. I can't pick. I cannot pick. It's like once you've seen so many places, you fall in love with different places for different reasons. So every place I've been to, I've liked for a different reason. There've only been a few places where I would just never go back, but it's really hard to narrow it down to just 3. Or just 1. There's no way I could narrow it down to 1. The whole purpose of me getting this job was so I would never have to narrow it down. Okay, so number 11 is, what is your favorite flight route? Now I do get asked this a lot, especially by passengers, like, do you normally fly this route? And I don't have any trips that I bid for consistently where I'm like, oh, I always do that trip. I'm senior enough to hold certain things, but like there's not a certain 3-day trip or a certain turn that I do consistently, so I don't have like a favorite route. I bid for certain layovers in certain cities for certain reasons, and then I also swap onto certain trips for credit time if I need to like pay for certain things or like make more money or something, but I don't really have like a certain route that I fly. So number 12 is, who are your favorite flight attendant inspirations? And as I've mentioned on this channel, I don't actually watch flight attendant YouTubers, but before I got this job, this was like, I stalked her channel completely, and I don't know if she does still post, but I don't know like what she's doing, or like she doesn't know me personally, but her name was Raven, and her channel is called Raven Rizois. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's R-A-V-E-N and her last name R-I-Z-O-S. And I had commented on some of her videos. I don't know, if you go back you could probably find a couple of them, but I found her channel really helpful whenever I was going through the process of becoming a flight attendant. And actually that was another thing that kind of inspired me to start this channel and to talk about different topics more, just because whenever I was searching for information, I couldn't find someone that was a flight attendant for my airline that was putting information out there that I needed. So I was like, oh, maybe I could be that person for someone else, hence my channel. So she kind of inspired me. I don't know if she ever sees this, but hey, if you do, to start my own channel and go about it my own way, and then just like document a lot of my process too. So that was like my flight attendant inspiration whenever I was going through the process. So thank you so much. So number 13 is, how has your life changed since you become a flight attendant? And I will say my life has changed so drastically. Like the transformation from 2.5, 3 years ago till now has been like night and day. It has opened up so many doors. It has made me confident in myself as a person. It has allowed me to see places and experience things and meet people and find out things about myself that I did not expect and didn't know. It's really caused me to like push myself to a different level and demand more of myself and demand more from other people. And it's hard to explain exactly what all it has done without like going into too much of details, but there's something about traveling and experiencing a different world and seeing that there's so much more outside of your little bubble and seeing how small you are in comparison to everyone else that is really humbling and gratifying at the same time. So I will say it has molded my life for the better. It's caused me to be way more independent and way more self-sufficient, and there's all these life skills and things that I'm learning along the way that have just, it really has helped me grow. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm glad I have those old videos where I'm looking at myself like, oh my god, Ashley, what were you thinking? What were you doing? And even there was one where I was like, do you guys know what the buttons on the toilets are for? And one, like little things like that where I'm like, why did I think that was significant enough to point out? But at the time I was ignorant, I didn't know XYZ or whatever, but just all these little bitty things that I've learned about life have really helped me grow. So the last question is, what is your advice for anyone looking to become a flight attendant? And it's as simple as applying. It really is. Whenever you see spots open for your language or for English speaking positions, apply. Please just directly apply. And I do get asked too, I'm like, should you go to an academy or should you just apply directly? And I always tell people, just apply. Literally put in an application. But don't forget to do all of the back work too. Make sure that you've polished your resume. Make sure that you do have good communication skills. If you're doing your video interview, make sure your Wi-Fi works correctly. Make sure that the quality is good. But there's so many things that you can do to work on yourself and your communication skills and your people skills, because it really is, in my heart of heart, I feel like it's all about nailing the face-to-face interview. But don't be afraid to put in the application. And for those of you that put it in and may not get it, if this is something that you truly want, keep at it. Work on yourself as a person. Use that time, or that 6 months or that year or however long, to polish yourself and grow, and do not give up on your goals. Like, if this is something that you really want, you will make it happen. So yeah, just apply. I don't know exactly how true it is, but I have heard rumors that we will have openings soon for English speaking positions and the language speaking positions. I think some are open now. I always do post that on my Snapchat and Instagram as well as soon as positions open. But understand, because people ask me to, you know, when are you guys open spots? When do you open spots? And I'm not on the hiring team, so I actually don't like know the behind the scenes, and I don't have anyone that I'm close to that does. And I still get the emails. Like, it was this time, maybe last year, maybe a month ago, where they sent me the email. They're like, we see that you put in an application with us. Are you interested in becoming a flight attendant? And I've been flying for a year. And so I was like, you guys, I work for y'all. But thank you again for tuning in. All of my social media links will be in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.